Hi everyone, this is Miko from SheetDB, and today I'd like to welcome you in another video showing our app's features with integration with another service, which this time will be Bubble. So Bubble.io is a service that lets you create your own web application using no code whatsoever. It's quite a powerful tool that advertises itself as being able to create even such complicated services as Netflix or Spotify. Today we're going to try something easier, and I will show you how you can integrate it with SheetDB application so that you can download your data from your spreadsheet, or to how you can post it there and store it in Google Sheets. So my idea for this app is a tool that will let you search through an electronics shop inventory in order to find any items that are in the warehouse, and even to post new items that arrive to the store so that they will be stored in our spreadsheet. So let's move to Google Sheets and see what we have there. So I've prepared the spreadsheet. Actually, it's a really simple database with our products here. So we have some electronic devices. Then there's the producers of this kind of equipment. Just a simple category, its price, and quantity. So how many items we have of each of those things. So now that we have our spreadsheet, we need to copy its URL in order to make an API out of it with the help of SheetDB. I'm going to log into my account, click this Create New button, and paste my URL here. This is a one-click operation, so by clicking the Create API button, we already have our API here. And let's just copy this endpoint, because we'll need it in Bubble. So as you can see, I'm already logged in here. So I'm going to just go straight away to creating a new app by clicking this button on the right. Here we are. I'm going to close the assistant, and then I'm going to allow that. What you see here is our index page, which actually tells you what you can do with the Bubble features. It's going to add a new page here and name it main page. So it's blank, and it's going to be a field that we can play with. What I should do now is put some text at the top, and here you can put the name, any text you want. So let it be inventory, and maybe, yeah, it looks nice. So we're gonna go with this somewhere in the middle, like that. Okay, so that was a text feature that I placed here. But as you can see here on the left, there's many of the visual elements like buttons, icons, links, and so on. And there are other things like inputs, checkbox, dropdowns. Actually, there are many features that you can use in Bubble. We're going to go use some of them later on. But first, if we want to use our spreadsheet as a database, we need to go to plugins. So in order to use third-party APIs, which our SheetDB API is, we need to search for a plugin called API Connector. So I click Add Plugins, and now I need to search for it. It's there straight away. So just click Install. It's already there. Done. And now I want to use, I want to add another API. Here we put our API's name. So it's going to go with SheetDB. And with this, we need to add another API calls. So first call I'm going to use is a get one, as the HTTP method get, because I want to search through our database, search through my spreadsheet. So let's call this API search, because I will need to identify it later on. And we're going to put our API's endpoint here, but in order to be able to search through it, we need to add something else at the end of the URL. So it's gonna use our feature, which is search, with this little or suffix, so that I will be able to make queries to different columns of my spreadsheet. This is all in SheetDB's documentation at docs.sheetdb.io. So just go there to find how to use it properly. And now you just have to trust me that it's going to work. So now I put my first column, which is product, equals. And now I'm using asterisk, put query inside of square brackets, another asterisk, and we're gonna go the same with the next column, which is producer, equals asterisk, query inside brackets, and a third query that any employee might use will be category of our equipment. So that asterisk again, and query inside the pair of square brackets and asterisk at the end of it. Oh, I forgot about it here. Okay, now our key is query. We need to put something in the value input so that this whole API call will be tested, but after that we'll delete it. Very important thing is untick this private thing, because it's by default it's ticked, but with the private one you're not going to be able to get any results in a way we want. And let's initialize this call. Okay, so Bubble actually received some data from SheetDB, and as you can see, it's actually everything we want. We can change it to number here because price and quantity will be numbers. Save it. Excellent. But now remember to delete this value from here so that it's not going to show you this anything you put here while you'll be getting your data. Okay, so another thing I wanted to do is posting data inside my Google Sheets spreadsheet, so that I need to add another call. But this time it will be post method. Let's call it posting. And here is somewhat different because we need to change this to an action. Here we put our API endpoint with no further suffixes or anything like this, but we need to change the body type from JSON to form data and add some parameters. So the keys will be our columns names and whatever values, but please remember to untick this private option as well. So we're going to go with our spreadsheets. So as you can see again, product, producer, category, price, and quantity. Those are our columns names. So product first, and let's put one here. Another parameter would be producer, and let's initialize our call and see what happens. We can see a response which says created. That's actually good. Let's check our spreadsheet to see if the data are there, and there are. As you can see, there's another row added by Bubble, which says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly as we intended to. Lovely. Let's go back to Bubble and to our design field. So now under my title, I want to go with a field that will let me search through my inventory. Here as a placeholder, I can put anything. So I'll go with search for an item. And that's enough for this input. Now what we want to do is putting a repeating group underneath our input, and let's stretch it as much as we can, because here we'll have our items displayed. We can make it so that it has more rows, like 6, but column 1 is enough. What we need to do is change the type of contact for our search. This is our API call that we specified before. So let it be search, and our data source will be downloaded from an external API. So by clicking this, we need to tell what the API provider is. And as you can see, there's the SheetDB, this is our API, and the search API call. Let's put that. And for our path, we need to insert dynamic data here, and it will be our input, which is this one, because this placeholder actually serves as the input's name. So we're going to click this, and we want to search by the value put it. All right, that's good. Let's close it. After that, what I want to do is put text boxes here, and there will be 5 of them for each column name to be displayed in our repeating group. So let's make it first. This one will be with our product's name, so that we insert dynamic data here and just pick current sales search. And what we want is the product. Okay, so I'm going to go with 4 more boxes here, which are actually quite the same, although they would differ with this column's names. So now it will be producer, and then category, and so on. So guys, as you can see, I've added a text field for each of my column, so that our electronic devices will be displayed here as a list. Now I figured out that I want a button here that will actually move a user to a page where he or she will be able to add new items. So let's call this button add a new item. And first of all, we're going to create our new page. So here I can add a new one. It's going to be called add item. So now let's go back to our main page and take this button, because what we need to do is assign it a function. So first it will, actually that's the only function, will be to head the user to this other page we just created. If you click this start or edit workflow, you will see that we have been moved to another tab, which is a workflow, and here we can assign an action to our button. This will be a navigation task, and go to page. Our destination will be obviously add item page. All right, that's all good. And actually, let's see if it works. This whole page is ready, so we can see on preview how it's gonna actually respond to our action. There it is. And as you can see, we have our devices here categories here, producer, its price and quantity that we have in our inventory. Let's see if the search box works correctly. So Apple, and it does. So iPhone and MacBook are the only two items we do have. But if I type smart here, it should, yeah, it works because it just searched for any smartphone we have. Lovely. And now our button should move us to another page, which is blank at the moment, but it's all good. Lovely. Let's go back. I need to change my page to the second one. Let's call it somehow. Adding new items to inventory. Also, let's keep with our style. Lovely. Not really. How about that? Huh. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So to add a new thing to our list, we're gonna need some inputs. Actually, 5 of them. So the first one here, and let's specify a placeholder. That will be product. And again, exactly the same when we were creating the text fields on the former page. We need to put 5 inputs corresponding to each of our columns. So I'm going to skip to the point where it's done. Okay, so as you can see, I've created 5 different inputs for each of my column. Those here are just the placeholders, so we didn't specify it, we didn't connect it with our spreadsheet yet, but now I'm going to put a button here which will simply say add a new item. That's it, and we can edit its workflow. So first of all, I want to connect my button with our API call, which was called posting. Here it is. And what you can see here is our parameters specified before, and here there are values that we've placed there while testing the API. Although we don't need them, of course, but we can insert dynamic data here. And what we need for the products parameter will be input products value, like this. And we need to specify all of them according to the column needed. Here will be producers value and so on. Lovely. But our button also should reset all the inputs that actually were specified before. So let's click here to add another action, and under element actions you'll see that you can reset inputs. All right, that's it. Let's check if it works in the preview. So let's go with something old school, which will be a retro cell phone 6310i by Nokia. I don't know if you remember that, but actually that's a nice phone from the past. So let's put retro mobiles as a category. Price, I'm not sure, at least $50, and we only have one. Lovely. We're adding a new item here. Oh, nice, because our inputs were reset. And what's last is to check our database. All right, there it is. As you can see, oh, I didn't delete it. Then delete those values from the beginning, but actually our new item has been added, so that's lovely. That's really nice. Everything works as it should. So let's go back to our main page because I want to see the whole app in the preview. And as you can see, we have our search box and all of our items. Let's search for our new item, and there it is. So our Nokia is here. If I'd like to add a new item, it takes me to my adding page. So everything looks great. So guys, I've just shown you how to easily integrate the app built in Bubble with Google Sheets. As always, I've done it with the help of SheetDB. I trust that after this, you'll be able to create more sophisticated applications that will also use Google Sheets as their database. If you'd like this video, please check our other tutorials and subscribe to this channel. And of course, don't forget to visit SheetDB's website at sheetdb.io. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please give us a shout at support@sheetdb.io. Guys, have fun with Bubble and see you in the next video.